Everybody's talking about this online, so I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. I just want to discuss the implications of this and what this means for the company, because it seems like Ubisoft is cursed, and specifically because of Assassin's Creed. They've found themselves in a complete disaster. It's leaked weeks before launch, the full game, full copies being sold for only $100. So think about this for a second. A major AAA title, years in development, and it's already out in the wild before Ubisoft even gets the chance to control the launch. So how does something like this happen? Well, there can be many reasons. Retail and distribution miscommunication for one. Delays kill structure. And we know that Assassin's Creed had multiples of them. And when a game gets pushed back multiple times, it throws the entire logistical chain into chaos. Originally, Assassin's Creed Shadows was supposed to launch back in November 2024. But after a series of delays, it was bumped to March next month of this year. Somewhere in the chaos, someone didn't get the memo. Or worse, someone didn't care. Big box retailers and online storefronts scheduled their inventory months in advance. That's just how it goes normally. If Ubisoft failed to update their retail date across every distributor, which is pretty difficult to do, it's entirely possible that copies could have been shipped and sold early by accident. And that's all it takes. One store breaks the street date, one person buys a copy, and suddenly it's out in the wild forever. Another reason could be internal leaks. A Ubisoft employee may be involved. Let me just be clear, okay? If you look at Ubisoft's history, they have one of the worst track records of leaks. Every single Assassin's Creed game in the last decade has been spoiled before launch. But this is worse. If copies of Shadows are being sold before release, it means someone inside the system, whether it be publishing, distribution, or retail, deliberately let it slip. It's not a mistake. It's a decision. And that's not even the craziest thing, because the price tells you everything. The game is being sold for a measly $100, and this tells you a lot. It means that the game is mid at best, maybe a 6, a 7, I don't know. It's mid-tier game, just something normal that you play and glance over. But that's not the craziest part. I'm going to get into that in a second. Let's take a trip down memory lane, because I have to compare this to something before. Remember when No Man's Sky was leaked early back in the day? One copy was sold for over $1,000. But Assassin's Creed Shadows is being flipped for $100. So it's not really like an exclusive underground moment like No Man's Sky. It's just another Ubisoft game in a long line of leaks. It's so many of them that it's not really that special even in this case. But here's the real issue, right? This is the main point. The spark is gone. You know what makes game launches special? Mystery, anticipation. The feeling of stepping into a world for the first time and having no idea what's waiting for you. That's gone now, completely. Every single major game relies on controlled hype. Publishers spend months carefully rolling out trailers, previews, and marketing beats to build excitement for launch day. But when a game leaks early, that controlled rollout, dead on arrival. Why do you think midnight releases were so hyped? I mean, I would stand out in the cold in those long lines just talking to people about what it could be. What was that we saw in that trailer, that one moment that we saw? What can that be? The anticipation is everything. And the second Shadows leak, the floodgates open. Story spoilers everywhere. I mean, I'm not looking at them. I personally don't care. Last Assassin's Creed I played was probably, I can't even remember, years ago. I don't really play Assassin's Creed. But gameplay footage is circulating before Ubisoft even gets the chance to show it off themselves. They even made a statement. They know what's going on, but they just caution people to not really spoil the game, and that's going to be really difficult to do. But fans who wanted to get a fresh start are now just dodging these leaks left and right. It's literally like knowing the twist of a movie before even seeing the trailer. Magic is gone. But this leads us to something bigger, because it's a culmination of something that's been happening for years. At this point, it's not just about the leak. The franchise has been cursed for years. It can't be anything else. Not in no supernatural way, but in the sense that the bigger Assassin's Creed gets, the more difficult it is to keep it under control. It's a pattern. Every Assassin's Creed game leaks before launch. Assassin's Creed Origin, leaked. Odyssey, leaked. Valhalla, leaked. And Mirage, leaked. Shadows is just the last victim. This franchise is too big, too corporate, and too exposed. The second a new AC game enters production, someone somewhere is already trying to leak it. I mean, I think the reason why the last time I played an Assassin's Creed game was a long time ago, because back in the day, Assassin's Creed reveals felt huge. When Part 3 was announced, it was shocking to see a game set in the American Revolution. But honestly, Assassin's Creed is not the only game that had the element of surprise. Most games back in the day were like that. Back in the days before YouTube, before everything was shown and where you can just look it up at a moment's notice. I'm talking about those times where it was just Game Informers. I remember I had a subscription to a Game Informer, would get one every month, and I was excited to see those excerpts and the screenshots while describing what it could be. It was a lot more mysterious back then. So this is not just for Assassin's Creed, but because Assassin's Creed, the nature of it was pretty compelling, it made it more exciting. You know what I mean? And this, is pretty sad, because Ubisoft's been around for 3 decades. That's a long time. And you know what? The industry moves fast. They don't wait for anyone. We've seen legendary game dynasties fall before. THQ, Midway Games, the company that created Mortal Kombat, it vanished overnight. LucasArts, one of the most legendary studios of all time, ? Shut down by Disney. Now, look at Ubisoft. They're canceling projects left and right. Almost every single one of their projects in the last 10 years have been a failure. That's telling. They're bleeding employees. They're struggling to stay relevant. And now, Assassin's Creed Shadows, arguably their biggest release in years, is already out of their hands. So if Shadows flops, it's over. Not immediately, not overnight, but this could be the moment we look back on as the beginning of the end. It's bigger than just one game. It's about the survival of the entire company. And at this point, the question is if Ubisoft can turn things around. It's whether they even can. So does this change your excitement for Shadows? Is Ubisoft's time up? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. I just figured I'd bring this issue to your attention if you didn't know about it. I'm pretty sure you did, but this conversation was more about why this could have happened and if this can actually be the end of the company as we know it, because I don't have a solution for them. Normally I would say, because I'm a Division fan, just start development or release the development or information about the Division 3, go that route. Division in general hasn't really been a formulaic game. When it came out, it was unique and it has elements that aren't akin to your typical shooter. But that's just me. That's my personal opinion, and I may be biased in that opinion. Anyways, that'll do it for this discussion. I think I'm pretty much done talking about this subject. If you have anything to add, I'd appreciate you do that in the comment section below so we can talk about it. Let me know what you think about all this. If you like this conversation, then like the video and subscribe to my channel to join the family. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.